Hello and welcome to the Sacred Gates Ascension podcast. My name is Illura. If you don't already have one, a notebook or journal can be a really helpful addition to your practice when you're practicing meditation or anything else that you're doing, such as other energy practices. I always have a notebook for the last few years, so I've got a number of them now, but they're really, really helpful. This one actually came to an end today and I went out and bought this one. This one was very small, so I didn't take long to get through it. And it's very helpful to have a journal because you can write down. I would do it in shorthand as much as you can because, well, just in your own style really is the best thing, isn't it? Everyone has their own way of writing. And in fact, I'm still into paper and pen, but maybe people nowadays are into iPhone messages or smartphone messages. That might be a quicker way, or recording their voice messages or something like that. But I found it really good because you can actually draw diagrams. I don't know if you can see that little diagram of a person. You can draw diagrams and just write little notes that help you to remember, reflect, and help you to document a process. So just say if you had success with healing a sore throat and you'd never been able to heal a sore throat and you gave it a try with techniques that you're working on, and you found, wow, these particular mechanics help me to actually heal my own sore throat. Make sure you write down how you did that, because if you get another sore throat, it could be that you completely forget. And if you do have your notes, you can try the same system and modify it, alter it. Maybe it'll work exactly the same again, depending on the cause of that sore throat, whether it's in your emotional body, mental body, or you've come down with some bacteria at the physical level. So I find it really helpful to write notes. Now, whether you read them or not is another thing. Some people write notes and they reread them and they do something with them. Other people don't reread them and it's just enough to write them down. I know for me it's kind of like a combination of both. If I write something down, I'll remember it. For example, if I write someone's name down, I won't forget it. If I write down something that I've done, generally I'll just remember it. So sometimes I don't reread my notes. For these podcast episodes, a lot of these notes here are just on ideas that I get for doing, and they come direct from my own training. And that's really, really helpful. So in fact, my journals now are becoming more about the podcast and ideas, but I do have symbols. So for example, in my journal, I have, if it's an idea for a podcast, I draw a spiral in pen next to that information, and if it's for my training, I draw a triangle. So it just helps me to notice straight away. Actually, in fact, most of my notes I can't even reread because they're so messy, but some of them I can definitely read, and they've been really, really helpful. So yeah, keep your journal on. You keep a pen there, and it's really handy if you do write on paper to have a little journal to help you reflect. And it's also really good to look at an old journal sometimes and just say, wow, I get that now. I've come a long way in my training. And you can also write down if you have any insights from your higher self, if you are working with spirit guides, different things like that can really give you some affirmation and acknowledgement of the information flowing through you. Hey, thanks for listening, guys. Bye-bye.